All right, we are back on this beautiful summer's day at Alan Jeffries in Shipley to review this. It's the BMW S1000R. Welcome to Gear Talk. All right, so here we are on board the BMW S1000R Sport is this particular model, and I've just noticed I need to put some petrol in. Right, well, what'd you like to ride then? Okay, well, let's start with the handlebars. Fairly flat, not a bad spacing apart, fairly comfortable. What I have noticed as well, the top section, and from what I've read, you can adjust the handlebars, so there is a tiny little incremental adjustment, I think either 10mm up or 10mm down, which doesn't sound much, but on a bike like this I think that's quite a nice little touch. Just put the cruise control on so that I can relax. It's the usual BMW fare. This particular model comes with the keyless ignition, which I'm a big fan of, as some of you already know. Never had a problem with it. It's been around for a good while now. I know there are people out there that don't like it, and that's okay. I'm not going to grind an axe with them. I love the little attention to detail, the S1000 and the R. Just to give it that little, it's a little kiss for you, just to let you know you've got something quite nice. Mirrors, again, usual BMW stock. They work well. They're not, they don't give the best vision behind you, because the handlebars aren't that wide anyway, and they're hardly going to stick them on very long stalks because it just wouldn't be in keeping with the bike. So they're okay, but my arms are in the way on both sides. I'm not going to worry about things like that really. It's not the end of the world. Typical switchgear on this particular model, the R Sport. It comes with heated grips at the touch of a button. You've got mode button for Rain, Road, Dynamic and Dynamic Pro, which gives you adjustability in let's have a think. I think there's a wheelie control in there, and I think there's the engine braking in there as well that you can tweak to your style. The brake lever, the clutch lever are fully adjustable. In this particular model comes with cruise control. I won't go into depth on the TFT screen. There are plenty of videos on YouTube that give you an in-depth view of what they're like, but safe to say I am a fan of it. I think it's the best, if one of the best, if not the best TFTs on the market. Let's talk about it from a riding point of view. Well, we'll start at the front, work our way back. The front forks, now they're not adjustable, but that doesn't really matter. This kind of bike, it doesn't need to be adjustable. We're not setting it up for a racetrack, although you could probably go and have a bit of fun on a track. They're thick enough forks to give you a cushioned ride. Not necessarily brilliant feedback, but you can feel it working, and it does the job. It's the same with the rear suspension. Yes, it's adjustable, slightly on the firm side, but I kind of expected that anyway, because it's a sport bike, or as BMW call it, it's a roadster in their category of roadsters. There's a lot of roads around here that I'm more than happy to get a lick on, knowing full well that suspension is doing its job of keeping the tyres where they should be, and that's stuck to the road. From a handling point of view, I love it. I genuinely love it. It's so light on its feet. It really is. I find the seat quite firm. There's a lot of room on it. A lot of room on it. But I do find it quite firm. I couldn't imagine more than a couple of hours in the saddle on this without having to take a break. But then again, you know, it's not a touring bike. It's an everyday bike, and something for the weekend where you can just go out and have a play. So my knees are up and I'm leaning forward ever so slightly. I won't say there's a massive amount of weight on my wrists, more than I've been used to for a good number of years. Having said that, because of that adjustment on the bar, those 10mm might make a bit of a difference. But I'm not feeling any pain. You know, it's I'm not leaning forward so much that it's causing me grief. With it being a naked bike, obviously you've got no wind protection, no weather protection whatsoever. That's a given. But on a lovely day like today, one of those rare days in the UK, that lovely sunshine is out and I'm getting the full blast of the wind. Perfect. On days like this, it's brilliant being out on a bike. Slow speed manoeuvring, yeah, fine, absolutely no problems. It's not a heavy bike anyway, but it is quite well balanced. You're not sat up overly high, so it's not easy to see around the traffic. But the balance of it's lovely. No problems there. The throttle, yeah, I don't have any problems with that. There's no jerkiness to it or anything. So that makes slow speed riding pretty easy, and the clutch isn't heavy either. Thumbs up for that. What I think BMW have done right though with this is not followed suit, because you've got the likes of Ducati with their V4s and the Aprilia with the 2.0 V4s, both super nakeds, hyper nakeds if you want to call them that, and they've pushed and pushed and pushed, so now they've hit that magical boundary of 200 plus horsepower, which is just mind-blowing on a motorbike, especially a road bike. So yes, you've got bragging rights, but at the end of the day you can't use it unless you're on a track, and that's fair enough, you know, if you want to exploit it on a track. But how often do you go on a track? In BMW's case, particularly on this one, this was already designed on a race bike anyway, so they're not having to prove anything. It's taken from the 1000R, the S1000R, the chassis and the engine, and some various other components, albeit the engine has been detuned, which makes absolute common sense. And what BMW have done with it is they've aimed it at more usable power more of the time, which is right sort of in that mid-range, in that sweet spot. But it's still, you know, it's still 165 horsepower. That's still plenty enough for anybody. If this is the first time that you've seen one of our videos, Thanks for taking the time to watch. Really appreciate it. And welcome to the channel. If you're a returning viewer, good to have you back on board again. If you like the video, smash that thumbs up button. We'd really appreciate that. It'd help the channel out. And consider subscribing to see some more videos like this. We've got plenty lined up. It's going to be quite a busy year this year. We've got more bikes that we're going to review, and we've also got a couple of trips planned as well. And one big one that's happening in the not too distant future. I'll be doing the RBLR 1000 Iron Butt Challenge on the 12th of June. It's a 1,000 mile ride in 24 hours in aid of the Royal British Legion Poppy Appeal. I've set up a GoFundMe page. I would dearly love to achieve £1,000 in sponsorship. If we don't make it, that matters not. The sheer fact is that we've raised a little bit of money and we've raised a little bit of awareness, and I'm about to set myself up for one hell of a challenge. Flick, flick, flick. I just love it when people do things right. Oh! Where are my L plates? Where's that light flashing? Why am I here? Where's the sun gone? Oh, that's a nice Porsche. Mummy, please start. I do like bikes. I really do. But I don't like being stuck behind white van man. Oh, that's a good front brake. See what the back one's like. Oh yeah, it's alright. Everything's clear behind me. Hit those brakes. ABS came on. It was planted. I hope I never have to be in that scenario. But that was a brilliant demonstration for me. I know you won't get it on camera, but for me, that was a brilliant demonstration of just how good their electronics are and their ABS system. That's a lovely little discovery, is that? And a nice little end to the video. Every day's a school day, kids. Alright, so now that we are coming to the end of the video, I'm going to give a massive shout out to Alan Jeffries, BMW Motorrad at Shipley, to Simon and the gang down there for supplying us with this beautiful bike. It's a great partnership that we have with them. Long may it continue. If you're in the market for a BMW and you're anywhere in West Yorkshire, have a trip down to their showroom. They do some great coffee and some great hot chocolate as well. Say hi to Simon for us, from us rather. You never know, you might even get a biscuit as well. Alright my friends, thank you very much for watching. Look after yourselves, and we shall see you on the next one. Ta-da! Good bike. Good bike.